Sound spoofing is an odd glitch in Kirby's Epic Yarn that can cause some issues with the sound effect system in the game. When it's active, you can notice throughout gameplay that certain sound effects, such as player interaction, speed collection, goal sounds, enemies, and other things, can be completely absent and not be playing, while the main music of the levels are. Though the cause of it or how it works under the hood of the game isn't fully understood, there is a consistent method that builds up the glitch state that I can show in this video. If you're simply wanting to set up the glitch, the easiest place to do it is coming up to Mara's room, and you'll want to go to the Castle Deity level. You can do it from the regular level rather than from Mara's level, though the timing for setting it up is a lot easier and simple in Mara's level. Now, the glitch is a little committal if you want to fully set it up. The effects of the glitch can be found as soon as 20 minutes into the process of setting it up. Usually, it's mostly effective after 40 minutes, though it is recommended to be doing the setup as long as an hour or more until certain cues are heard, or rather, not heard, until you know that the glitch is fully in effect. When you enter the level, there's a simple process that you want to repeat every time that you replay the level. First thing that you want to do when you enter the level is immediately sprint to the right and jump up the ladder. Basically, you want to play the first bit of this section as fast as you can. You'll come to the cannonball section and you want to bonk against the second cannonball and then immediately restart the level. This is how I've found to start charging up the glitch, so to say. I don't know if there is any faster method or other things that you can do or things that you shouldn't do. As far as my testing has gone, removing the bonking against the second cannonball seems to make the glitch not work at all anymore. So it's recommended just to replicate this setup until you can hear the effects of the glitch start to happen. Now, while you're setting up the glitch, there are a few sound effects that you can start to notice going away as you are playing the level. Most noticeably, Kirby's sound effects from walking. You can hear the numbers from the countdown start to go away. The sound effects when you're in the pause menu will start to go. The cannon sound effects will be gone. Generally, you'll know that the glitch is basically fully charged up when there are only these three sounds playing. First of all would be the 3 in the countdown. The weird warbly sound effect of the cannon can be heard. And notably, when you restart the level, whenever you select OK, that should still be heard. Those should be the only three things that you should be able to hear. The last few sound effects that I know of that will go away involve Kirby's sprinting sound effect. So, how you can hear the car engine when he's sprinting, you shouldn't be able to hear it as shown here. Uh, Generally, when just playing through the level, you shouldn't be hearing any sound effects from Kirby's movement, anything from enemies, any bead collection. Really, the only sound effect that would ever be heard through normal gameplay would be the weird ambient sound effects from the cannons in the background. So you can just kind of play through the level if you think you've charged it up enough. If you hear any sound effects from the pause menu or from gameplay, then you'll know you probably need to do the setup a little bit more until it's fully in effect. Now, it is good to note that even if you mess up the setup in the beginning, like you accidentally mess up in the beginning and you can't get to bonking on the second cannonball, you should be fine to just start over again and try it again. I don't know of any specific actions that can cause it to make the effect basically go away or start charging down. It should only really just build up the more you play and do the glitch. So you just keep doing it and restarting until, you notice the sound effects going away and you're certain that the glitch is fully built up. Now, when you're certain that the glitch is fully active, you can go around and experiment with it throughout the game. Generally, in most levels or instances where you're playing through the game, you'll just be noticing a few sound effects missing here and there, but there are some levels where it is more noticeable. Coming down to Blub Blub Ocean is one of the levels where you can notice it more prominent, where basically all of the sounds throughout the level are completely muted. You can hear as you go in the water, there's no swimming sound effects from Kirby as you're swimming around. Can't hear anything from interacting with enemies, throwing them at things. There's just absolutely nothing going on here. No sounds other than the music throughout the whole level. Even when you're in the dolphin section, you can't hear anything from moving around or defeating enemies. The only sound effect I've been able to hear in this level is this little ambient splashing from these waterfalls. This leads me to believe that these sound effects might be like globally loaded because they do get quieter as you go away, but maybe they aren't completely turned off when you are far enough away from them. So that's what I believe could be leading to the level being permanently silent like this. But who knows? Because especially this one over here, you can't hear it. So maybe the ones further to the left of the level are loaded sooner. Again, it's still unknown. It's just speculation. We can't be for sure that's 100% what is happening here. And even as you come to the end of the level here and use a victory bell, levels like this, it'll be just completely ominously silent like this as the victory sound just doesn't play and they're dancing in the silence. It's very strange, but it's kind of interesting. Another notable side effect is that in some instances with Metamortex transformations, specifically ones such as the Digger, Off-Roader, the Rocket, or the Tank Bot that have their own custom music, the glitch seems to cause their music to be kind of delayed when you get the transformation. It isn't always that it happens. You can hear it here. It was quite a few seconds before the music started to play, so it definitely is very odd what it affects with the sound effects. Now, the glitch isn't really useful in many contexts. All it really affects is sound effects. There is only one instance that I could see it seen as useful, especially in the context of speedrunning, and that is involving these apartment minigames. Now, normally when you finish an apartment minigame by completing the goal, the victory tune sounds, the text success appears on the screen, and then after the victory tune is gone, then the curtain call happens, ending the level. Well, with the sound spoofing active, sometimes it can make the victory tune not happen, as the goal with normal levels can sometimes be muted. When this happens, the curtain call will happen sooner, saving some time at the end of the level. As you can hear here, it doesn't happen, the success text appears, and then the curtain immediately closes. This saves around 2.7 seconds per instance of it happening. When it comes to using this glitch in speedruns, however, there's only one real category that it proves useful in, which is the 100% category, as that's the only speedrun that currently goes through all of the minigame levels. Now, as it is, speedruns usually use a trick where when the game has no save data and the game is started up, it'll ask if the player wants to have save data or not have the game save at all. Choosing to have no save data can help save time throughout an entirety of any run because you don't have to wait for the game to autosave between every level. The only problem with this is that if you want to use this glitch, that means you do have to play through the whole game up until Castle Dedede in order to set up the glitch, which is basically an hour and a half any percent run up to this point. If you want, you could get up to this point and complete the run by defeating Yin Yarn, and then you can come back to Castle Dedede to set it up for your 100% runs. Now, the setup in Castle Dedede, the normal level, is basically identical. The only thing is you'll have to wait for the first cannon shot to properly time it. So you'll sit here, and then once you see the cannonball there, then you can sprint, climb up the ladder, and do the same thing, where you jump off here, bonk the second cannonball, and start over. Generally, it takes around the same amount of time as if you were doing the Mara level version of the glitch. One interesting thing about this glitch is that it persists throughout the whole game as long as you don't quit it. So if you go to the main menu and want to load up a different save file, then the glitch will still be active there. It doesn't matter which save file you pick. You could start a new game, a speedrun, to play with the glitch. You can even, if you go to the home menu, hit reset, and that will still sustain the glitch. So if you're playing through the game and you set it up and you hit reset to go back to the main menu to start a new file, then it will still be active and you'll still have the ability to play through the game with no saves. That's just about it for the sound spoofing glitch and all the effects and side effects that have been observed about it so far. I can't say for certain that this happens on every version of the game, if it happens on emulators, or if it even happens in Extra Epic Yarn, as I don't have access to all of that at the moment. So if anyone out there is trying this glitch and notices any extra effects or something that behaves differently on a different version of the game, or probably even another way to set up the glitch, I can add tabs on the description of the video or in the comments for any extra information that is needed.